Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, Helikon-Tex have two very similar jackets. One is the Helikon-Tex Wolfhound jacket and the second is the Helikon-Tex Wolfhound Hoodie. Now, one would assume that these would be pretty much identical other than the fact that one has a hood. However, what we're here today to look at are the three differences between these two jackets and also a lot of the similarities. So just to be clear, the one that I'm wearing now, which is in this green DNC, this is the Wolfhound jacket. The grey version that I have here, this is the Wolfhound hoodie. As far as the colours are concerned, the colours pretty much between the two are identical. They have several flat colours and they have several different camo colours that are available for each. The Wolfhound hoodie, however, has recently just received a reversible version where you have a camo on the outside and a camo on the inside that you can reverse so that you can play around maybe for different seasons. Both of the jackets, the main material on the outside is nylon wind pack material, which is great. It has a DWR coating on here, which is good for light showers. And then on the inside, the padding on this is very nice. So this is Climate Shield Apex. The padding on this, the Apex padding uses very long fibers, and the advantage of that is that you could have one strand of fiber through this entire jacket. Doesn't sound much, but one, that means that you get less fibers poking through the material, which is a kind of a thing that you get with cheaper ones. And two, because it is so long, when it's interwoven, there's less ends to kind of meet or then possibly separate. In the 2 years I've had this, there's no bunching in this, especially in the areas around your elbows where you'll find after a while with some cheaper padding that it will start to thin and the fibers will start to separate. No issues with that whatsoever. All of the other materials on here are mainly YKK zips, and you've got some hook and loop on here, and then you've got elastic for around the cuffs. That's essentially the main similarities, and they are very similar jackets outside the three subtle differences. Now, I've switched these jackets around mainly so that we can look at the first difference, and that is what you'll take from the name for each of these. The Wolfhound jacket doesn't have a hood, whereas the Wolfhound hoodie does have a hood. Now, I have done a full piece of content on the Wolfhound hoodie, so if you'd like to check either of the links that are shown here, then you'll be able to see a full review on this grey version and also the reversible version as well. So the hood on this is great. It has adjustments at the back so that if you want to make sure it's on here, it's got a reinforced brim on here as well. I guess whether you'd prefer to go for the hoodie or the normal jacket depends on how you're going to be wearing these. The normal version, or at least the Wolfhound jacket, has a crew neck on this. On the outside it has the same wind pack material, whereas on the inside it's nice and fleece lined. If you're going to be wearing something, maybe you've got a sling, maybe whether that's just some binoculars, whether it is that it's a rifle and you want to use this on a range day, the hoodie, it does have a bit of just kind of getting in the rifle and your sling and everything. Not a massive issue. With the crew neck that you get on the normal jacket, it's great because it does lift up into the neck. However, it just means that you don't have a hood if you want to bring that up. If you're wearing these with other jackets, they both fit pretty much identically. Now, while I'm putting this on, so this is the Grey Man jacket. Now, I'm usually a large. All of the jackets that you'll see here today are all large. The beauty that I find specifically with the Wolfhound ranges, because it uses the Climate Shield, it just relaxes underneath other jackets, and also all just kind of becomes this very thin layer of insulation. So if I'm out, Greyman jacket, I've got access to a hood if I need it. However, doing exactly the same with the Greyman jacket and wearing the normal Wolfhound jacket underneath this, there's literally no difference between them other than whether you want to have a hood or not. I think this goes really well with the Greyman jacket, mainly because if you're trying to be Jason Bourne and all kind of low profile and that sort of stuff, with the hoodie, the hood will always be there, and it will be something that will distinguish you, or a point of note that somebody can see. Having the crew neck on this, you could easily take this off, ditch it, carry on. You've still got the warmth of the jacket that you've got with the Wolfhound, but with the crew neck it's also been slightly disguised underneath the other jacket, should you need to ditch a jacket in a certain situation. Now the next difference, while I have both of these jackets on in this very bizarre Frankenstein style manner, comes down to the sleeve cuffs. The Wolfhound, or the original Wolfhound jacket, this is the older version of the two. I don't know if they changed this because it was an evolution from one onto the other and they decided to do them ever so slightly different, or it was just another feature that they thought, let's try and develop these so that they're just ever so slightly different and can be used in different scenarios for, you know, having different advantages for each. So the original Wolfhound jacket, rather than having an elasticated cuff, instead, where the cuff comes down here and it comes up into a V here, which is roughly kind of where your thumb goes up, it has this Duraflex material. So getting your hands in and out of this is, no, it's actually really nice and very smooth. If you're wanting to put a glove over the top of this, you can just pull the glove on straight away, because what this does is it hugs onto your wrist. It's not tight because there's a bit of give in here, but it's just very nice and smooth. I find that certainly that you can get with this version. So on the hoodie, instead, it just has an elasticated cuff on here. There's pros and cons for each of these. Sometimes I can find, especially when I'm warm and my wrists do swell when I'm warm, that I kind of get it kind of bunching up on my wrists. It's not a big issue having stupid elephant wrists, I'm just used to this by now. Whereas on that's on the hoodie, whereas on the Wolfhound jacket, I don't get that at all. It's just really nice. It just feels like, almost like a base layer, where you've got one of those really thin base layers on, where it just comes to the end of your wrist. It feels just very nice and natural. Putting a glove over this is so much easier than this one. With this one, I'll tend to find that I'll pull a glove on and then I will pull the cuff over the glove so that it sits over it. With this one, it just feels more natural because it just feels like an extension of my skin to put my hand into the glove and then just have the glove sit over this, which is really nice. One of the other issues, not necessarily an issue, but definitely an observation, is getting to a wristwatch or anything on your wrist with this cuff. Super simple because you can just pull it back. I will say with this one, it is a little bit more tricky, mainly because you do have some stretch on there, but if you want to keep your wristwatch inside of there, it's more of a chore trying to get this. I mean, this is perfectly illustrated with me trying to do this now. It's more of a chore trying to get your wristwatch back in. If you like to have your wristwatch so that it's just a little bit more looser, like some people do, I do because my wrists swell so much during the day. I tend to find that my wristwatch does come down and it bunches against the back of this. The perfect workaround is, though, having your wristwatch on the outside. Now I will say, because this material is so close and nice and just kind of over the layer of your skin, it just kind of fits underneath your watch. So having your watch on the outside with the Wolfhound hoodie is so much nicer than having your watch on the outside, sorry, with the Wolfhound. I probably have got the hoodie and the Wolfhound mixed up a lot today, so I do apologise. But having your watch on the outside with the Wolfhound hoodie certainly isn't as nice as it is with the Wolfhound jacket. But there's a subtle difference between the two, and again, just pros and cons on which one you'd prefer. Now the last part is just very subtle differences between the two, and I'm guessing this is just maybe possibly being an evolution, or again it could possibly just be that, you know, maybe there was a different designer that worked on the two of those and they just wanted to put a little kind of slant of their own onto it. So the first one being something simple as the zips. So the zip on the Wolfhound hoodie does up the way that I would refer to as the usual way, the gent's way. You do find that with a gent zip or a male zip and a female zip, they do up slightly different. So I put the male into the female at the bottom, and then I pull it up with my left hand. With the Wolfhound hoodie, it's the opposite way. The zip I pull up with my right hand. Subtle, you know, is that a massive deal for you? Next one, the chest pocket. The chest pocket on this is at a slightly different angle. Is it a massive difference between the two? Not really, but again, you know, I said we'd look at some differences. So you'll see that with the Wolfhound hoodie, the zip here is maybe at about 10 degrees. The zip here is maybe at about 20 degrees. Other subtle differences as well. So the pockets on here, the pockets are identical as far as the pockets are concerned. So this has 3 external pockets. They all have this real nice fleece in there, which again, really nice to keep your hands warm. So you have 2 pockets here, and then you have a breast pocket. The angle or orientation of the pockets here on the side for the Wolfhound jacket is probably slightly more upright, whereas with the Wolfhound hoodie, they're a little bit more angled. Again, very subtle. It's just tiny, small little details like that. They both have hook and loop on the arms so that you can put something on there, which is pretty much identical in exactly the same place. But again, so like I say, they are very, very subtle differences, and that really would be the third one, just these kind of minute details. So there you have it, the subtle differences between the Wolfhound jacket and the Wolfhound hoodie. Now, as I mentioned, you'd assume that it would simply be one has a hood and one doesn't, but there are just some very fine, subtle differences that, you know, might be a big thing to one of you, hence the content that we've made today. Now, I am also wearing my reversible Wolfhound hoodie. At the beginning of this content, I started with it on the green side. Now I have it on the tan side. This is actually the Mitchell camo, which was one of the early camos that was developed for the American forces during the 1940s, kind of towards the end of the war and post World War II. Great for an environment just like this because of the beautiful differences between the greens and the browns. But again, so I have made a piece of content on this as well, which I'll leave a link to whichever side that goes. I want to say a huge shout out to Military First. Military First did send me both of these jackets to make some content on. If you're not aware who Military First are, they are the one of the largest, if not the UK's largest military and outdoors online retailers. They stock a lot of Helikon-Tex garments. So I wholly recommend checking them out. I also want to say a huge thank you for the support that they give my channel, especially over the last like 3 or 4 years, probably longer than that. Yeah, they're an awesome channel, they're an awesome site. You can also get 10% discount off your purchase with the code MORELANDER10, but I do need to state on this that it is off non-sale items. So if there's already a sale on that, because they do regularly have sales, it's not an additional 10% off of that. But yes, a huge shout out to Military First. I will leave some links below so that you can see more from Military First and all of these jackets. I'll also leave some of my social media links below so that you can follow me here on Moorlander EDC, and also my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. The zip on the Wolfhound hoodie. Sorry, the zip on the no, fucking idiot. Let's do that again, and again, and again. Oh, how about again? Yes, why the frick not? Shall I hide these? Where shall I put them? Shall I hold my arms out? No, that looks a bit... Now I thought what would be easiest and quickest to start off with is look at the similarities between the two. So as far as, no, what's it called now? Climber shield, no, it's called Wind Pack Nylon Climber Shield. Wind Pack Nylon Climber Shield. Doesn't help that I'm dyslexic AF. I can't read my notes if I put them somewhere because I can't read quick enough. I can't remember them because I was dropped as a child. Shit. Wind pack, wind pack, wind pack. Bollocks. Climb shield apex. Wind pack nylon, climber shield apex. Let's put that on silent. Hopefully as the name states, you know you can reverse those. But they're both made from this really nice wind stop, it's not wind stop, it's wind pack, you absolute wind pack. Okay, let's go again. Green version that I have on, currently have on, this is the Wolfhound hoodie. The grey one that I have here is the, no, you fucking idiot. Now the last one, and these are very subtle differences between, it's just ever so slightly different, ever. Now what I will say is, if I definitely didn't mention this in this, these are very versatile in the way that you can wear them. So I wear these throughout the summer, which seems crazy because they're very warm jackets, but they're also really breathable. If it's a cold night and I just think I just need to increase my body temperature a bit, I'll grab one of these, they're great. But then in the dead of winter like this, you know, it's about 2 degrees now, I've got one of these on and a simple t-shirt underneath. Oh, they're great. I think this is going out on a Sunday. Fun day Sunday, gun day Sunday. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. I know I did the pointy thing again. Anyway, see ya.